Stop waiting for your life to happen. I feel like a lot of us tend to delay our happiness. We'll say things like, I'll be happy when I have this. I'll be happy when I get this. I'll be happy when I'm this age. But the truth is that happiness is a choice that we make every day. Happiness isn't something that is just like you can just tick off a checklist. Be happy today. You have to create a life and an inner world for yourself that allows you to be happy, that allows you to be peace, that allows you to be at peace, that allows you to spread joy, spread happiness to all those around you and that are in your life. Because the truth is, most of us choose to be unhappy. We choose to dwell in our emotions. We choose to dwell on the past. We choose to focus on the future and ignore the present. Then it's no wonder that we often feel detached from others. It's no wonder that we often feel detached from ourselves. When you don't allow yourself to be present in the moment, to focus in on the right now, it's impossible to be happy. Because for me, my understanding of happiness is being almost absolutely present in the moment of what you're doing and taking everything in. So that's why I say that happiness is a choice. Because whether you're making this choice consciously or subconsciously, you're choosing to either dwell in the present, the past, or the future at any moment. So I like to think when I'm making these videos like I am right now, I'm present. I'm fully here in the moment, involved in this conversation that we're having. This one-way conversation anyway. But I wasn't always like this. There was periods in my life where I was unable to be present. I was constantly in my head, worrying about what people were thinking of me, worrying about the past, worrying about my past self, worrying about my future self, worrying about if people knew all my secrets, all the things I was ashamed of, to the point that I'd be in social situations and I would feel like I'd have to put on an act to be there because I didn't feel comfortable being myself. And I think a lot of us, whether we know it or not, we think we don't deserve to be happy. We think that we don't deserve to be happy unless we have this, unless we've achieved that. And I think this is a lie that we've been told, whether it was by society or your parents or people you grew up with, that happiness is something that is a result of, ticking things off a checklist, of achieving things, of being of a certain age, of having a certain amount of money. But from my own experiences, and probably from yours as well, even when there were things that you were focusing on to achieve, and you thought, okay, once I achieve this, I'll definitely be happy. Like I'll finally be able to experience this elusive feeling that I've been chasing all along. And then once you do achieve that thing, you think you were right because you are filled with happiness. But it's temporary. Maybe a day or two, maybe even a week later, the happiness is completely gone. Because for me, I've got to be honest, I experienced this very recently. On this channel, I've been making content for a while now, and my initial goal was to reach 1,000 subscribers. That's the milestone that most content creators go for, 1K, and I was working towards it for a while. I hit it, and I felt accomplished. I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I've proven something to myself. And then literally, I think it was the day after, I just didn't feel anything anymore. It was just okay, cool, a number on the screen, okay, yeah. And I'm sure you've got lots of examples of that where there's something you've worked towards, something you've really focused on for a while, and then you've achieved it, and it just left you feeling numb almost after. And I think that's because the truth is that happiness doesn't come from external things. Happiness is, in my opinion, almost entirely based on your internal perception of yourself. So everyone else in the world can love you, but if you don't love yourself and you don't accept yourself, you can't be happy. And I definitely fell into the trap of feeling there was like a perfect situation that I needed in order to be happy. But there is no perfect time. There's no perfect time to be happy. There's no perfect secret formula for happiness. And what I've realized is that just being alive and existing is enough to be happy. When you look around the world, I'm not even just saying just nature and looking at trees and stuff, but that too. Just knowing that you've got this one life to experience and you're experiencing it every day, regardless of whether you like it or not. It's, for me anyway, I find it so interesting and so amazing. And I think we've all been robbed of this feeling, this natural feeling we all have inside to appreciate our lives, because for one reason or another, we've been convinced that your life's only worth living if you have certain things, or if you can do certain things. But the more and more I've just learned, the more and more I've experienced, the more I've realized that this is just a lie. This is a lie that we're told to get us to act right, get us to do certain things, get us to pursue certain things that benefit society, but potentially don't benefit us. And what I've learned is that you can't chase happiness, you have to become happiness, you have to become it. It has to be something that you can pull out of yourself rather than looking around for it and chasing it and running after it. Because the more that you chase and run after happiness, the harder it is to hold on to it. When I was a teenager, my goal in life was to have as much fun as possible. And looking back at it now as a 27, almost 28-year-old man, it was so naive of me. But I can't blame myself. I was ignorant of what happiness was. For me, happiness sometimes just meant playing games for hours on end by myself, or sitting around at home talking shit with my mates. And of course these are good times, but they weren't based on my internal understanding of happiness, and they were all quite empty. Because if you strip all those things away from me, I wasn't a very happy person. Because relying on external things for your happiness is almost like building a house on a foundation of sand, you can say. So you can build a pretty house, design it however you want, but if that foundation is weak and it's not based on something that is firm, then it's all going to come crashing down. And I've realized that those times that you sit in frustration, those times that you sit in anger, those times you sit in sadness and despair, as bad as it may sound or seem, you are literally wasting your life away. And you're wasting your energy. Because being sad, being frustrated, being angry, it's not free, there's a price. It saps your energy like crazy. If anything, like, being happy feels so much lighter, so much like easier than being upset, being angry, being sad, being hateful, being jealous. These things take so much energy, but it's also just become like uncool to be happy. Almost. Like, it's almost more acceptable socially to be a hater and to just like not enjoy things, not enjoy seeing other people be happy. But sometimes you need to just like look at yourself in third person and just be like, what am I doing right now? Why am I wasting my time feeling sorry for myself when I could just be enjoying this one life I get? When I could be like appreciating this one life I get to live. Because for me, the most challenging part of finding happiness has been getting over myself. Realizing that people don't care about me as much as I think I do. Realizing that people aren't watching you as much as you think they are. Realizing that being happy isn't embarrassing. Because there was genuinely parts of my childhood and my adolescence where it felt almost embarrassing to be happy. Like, you would be smiling and someone asked you, what are you smiling for? What's there to smile about? And I think that's something that's stuck with me. But I'm really trying to get rid of it because it's not serving me in any way. This spirit and this feeling of, not wanting to show how you feel, not wanting to embrace yourself, being afraid of yourself, trying to run away from yourself. That's something that I'm so done with it. If I'm being honest, I'm so done with it. And I'm sure you can relate to that too. So yeah, I'm still a work in progress. So I haven't got there yet, but I'm working on being free, working on feeling more free within myself, being present with myself, sitting with myself, understanding myself, accepting myself, loving myself unconditionally. Because at the end of the day, all we have is ourselves. All we have is our brain. All we have is our body. All we have is our spirit. And if you don't tend to it, it will betray you. They will all betray you, and you'll be left as a husk of a person. And I think a lot of us realize this when we get out of the cycle of chasing validation from others. Because for a long time, I convinced myself that I didn't care about other people. I didn't care what other people thought of me. I didn't care about anything. But really, I did care. I was just afraid. I was afraid of caring. I was afraid of being seen. I was afraid of living almost, because I guess staying in your comfort zone of staying to yourself, not communicating with others, not expressing yourself, is more comfortable than genuinely living and being authentic and showing people who you are. Because when you stop chasing this validation from others, you realize how empty and meaningless that validation was in the first place. Because a lot of the people that you rely on validation from, they aren't people who are aware. They're not people that you hold in esteem. They're not people that have actually deserved your attention and your respect. And you find out that a lot of the feelings you have are quite empty sometimes, especially when you get so used to not showing love and happiness for yourself, it makes it so hard to show it to others. And I think that's another thing I'm really working on. Because I've noticed the more that I'm able to accept and love myself, the easier and freer it feels to love and accept other people. And that's something I've got to be honest, I'm really proud of. Okay, so I'll wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, this little conversation we've been having. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day. I love you, and I'll speak to you soon.